Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Gate Ruler video. Thank you Sandal, my Simian Level supporter. This weekend, the Gate Ruler 1K was held and it was a great success. I am going to be talking about the event, my experience and my deck I used to get top 8, which I'm sure I've clickbaited everywhere in the title and thumbnail. But for those of you who want a little spoiler, I played Legion. If you didn't know. Yes, I'm aware this does not look fantastic. However, fuck you. It's November, innit? So, let's get started. We'll talk about the event. The event was 21 participants, so just over that threshold we needed to for the event to fire, which was great. It was 5 45-minute best of 3 rounds of Swiss, followed by a cut to top 8. With the main prizing being in the top 4. So obviously, as you can imagine, I'm a little bit gutted I didn't make it in to that top 4, but I will say, considering that I built my deck with 1 box of set 3 and did 0 testing, I'm actually pretty pleased. I was playing against fully built set 3 decks the entire day, so I can't really complain. Speaking of my experience, if you didn't see my tweet, firstly, follow me. Come on. Follow me on Twitter. Secondly, let's go through the day. So, just to reiterate, I played Legion Genibus. So that is Legion as in the one of ruler, and Genibus as in a mixture of Genesis summoning and Abyss summoning Genibus. And in round 1, I played against Overlord Darkness. And what a fucking way to start the tournament. If you have not played against Overlord Darkness, I'm gonna pull out cards as and when if I happen to have them in the deck, because I definitely have this one in the deck. This bastard who right here. What were they thinking? Okay, here's 2 reasons why this card is ridiculous. Okay, it's a 7/7/2 you can put in defensive. Now, if you've played against Flying Spaghetti Monster, Scoob, you're fully aware how annoying a 7 HP thing is, and this just sits there and is really annoying. 3 reasons actually. Second reason is really annoying is the counter. 3 life is a lot. This is gonna plus the original Rex. You're gonna get your turn ended a shit ton. The third reason is really fucking annoying is the fact that you can firstly give it defender, and secondly you make it for 2 Nibelungs. That's you just put back 2 Nibelungs and you're done. Do you know how easy it is to get 2 Nibelungs into the drop zone in this deck? It's anyway. So yeah, that was a real struggle. It was a very close match. I won 2-1, and it was genuinely a very, very close match. It's a matter of attrition where Darkness has a lot of healing and I have 20 counters. So we actually sort of are working with similar life totals really. And you just have to kind of hope that you play a little better or open a little better. And in one of the games, my opponent definitely did open pretty bricky. I mean, not that bricky. They were still slamming down level 3s, so my sympathy's fairly limited. But you know what I mean. They were hardly throwing out level 0s as their only things, but they weren't popping off and doing insane stuff. That being said, it was definitely a great round. So I won that 2-1. Then in round 2, I played against Trickster Burn, and I actually ended up playing, and this was actually against the guy who came second, who's a friend of mine as well. So that was cool. And this, Christ, so the funny story here is he had posted this list in our group chat a little while ago, and I thought, I don't think that list looks that good. I don't know why you'd do that. Why would you go with Trickster? Why would you not go like Dreadnought or something so you can do the OD burn too? Put my hands up. That was a very silly thing to say, because this deck is crazy, and as you'll see when I go through the top cut, it showed up. It showed up. But yeah, basically it just burns a shit ton, and 14 life is really obscene. It's very hard to deal with. I did take the match 2-0, but I think that's misleading because I was on 2 life or 1 life at the end of each game. It was very close each game. But I think it did ultimately just come down to I have a lot of counters in my deck, and that really helps. I think Trickster against kind of any of these other decks, especially Wizard, it's really scary because they can do a lot of burn. And they also don't really care about their board getting cleared, which is obviously what Wizard, does when you're playing all this new sort of stuff. But yeah, took that round 2-0, going into round 3. I actually played against a fan, and this was a kind of a surreal game. And it's happened more than once in the tournament. So shout outs to you. I don't know your actual name. I just have your Discord handle. It was Zyka, I believe. So yeah, shout outs to you. Thanks for the game. Yeah, this was a very, very cool game. And it was. I felt like it was quite a good matchup for me because whilst the deck wasn't bad, I also think like he didn't really hit the nuts. I'm not sure if he was playing Doom again, but I didn't see any of them. Like if you just keep going face, there's very little that deck can do about it. The sort of weakness of all these aggressive decks, by and large, is the fact that you can just smash face, and they're like, oh shit. Especially if you have like any sort of disruption to like remove their aggro, they can only do so much. But yeah, it was a good match. Definitely hit some lucky counters. I forgot that Panjunudo or whatever it is existed, so like he rested my ruler when I made the mistake of attacking in the wrong order. So yeah, but it was a good match. So I took that 2-0. And then it's all downhill. So round 4 was another Trickster burn. And I lost this one 1-2. And I don't have a great deal to say. I will say I was a much bigger fan of this list than Brandon's. Sorry. But yeah, they were both very strong lists. And I think the way I'd build it would be a sort of mesh of the two, really. There were definitely elements of both I really liked. And I will be bringing you my own deck profile, so subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for that. But yeah, so lost this 1-1-2. Again, very close games, and I think I very much could have lost that round 2. So lost round 4, and then round 5 I went against Cross, who, if you've been watching me for like a year plus now, the last year, like 18 months, you've seen this guy like plenty. Yeah, he was playing what I expected to be the easy ticket to victory for the tournament. Yellow-blue, good stuff Wizard. I was not expecting to win this. We actually ended up drawing. But yeah, not a huge deal to say, like the game just took fucking forever. But once like he got Aras, once he got his Aras out, it's really hard to deal with because the moment the Aras is out, they just start playing the Lucifers, and the Lucifers don't nuke their board. So you have to deal with the Aras. And obviously in a deck like mine, where I only have like one Embrace of Eons, I'm not going to have it. Like 99% of the time, I'm just not going to have it. So unfortunately, that is how it is. I did have a very, very sick play game 2 though, which ended up like winning me that game before we causing us to draw, where I had like a shot against the Heavens set up. And I'm able to structure my turn in such that he was not able to Lucifer because I would be able to shot from the Heavens to remove the enhanced soul from the Lucifer, so he'd still lose the board, so he would still lose. So he was actually unable to use his defensive tools without losing anyway, so he was sort of like... But he also just recognised that is exactly what I had set up, so he was like, oh, yeah, okay, fine, game 3. But we were out of time, so we drew. But yeah... that was a very, very fun match. So Swiss, overall, I went 3-2, and I went into the event saying if I win at least half my games, obviously there was 5 rounds, so 3, I'll be happy. Considering, again, I was playing Legion, and it was completely untested. So I'm honestly, and not only that, I wasn't playing the Legion I wanted to play. I was playing like Genibus Legion, which is like, I don't think it's the best way to play Legion at all. So yeah, I'm pretty gassed with my performance. So my top 8 was against Overlord Owl, and this was against another fan, Chris, who also said that. So thank you very much for watching. I'm assuming you'll be watching this video. And yeah, that was an absolute slogfest. It was quite close. Game 1 and 2 were very close. Game 3, I did feel quite unlucky because I just got absolutely cucked on the counters. I just didn't see them. So like he like stuck like 6 or 7 damage to me in one turn, and I was like, right, well. But I will say Owl, it's a shockingly versatile deck because like it'll be sitting there and you just can't kill it, and then it'll just randomly shit out a 9 damage board, and you're like, what the fuck? But yeah, so lost in top 8, but overall, 15 games of which I lost 6, so 9-6, not bad. Can't complain. Okay, so let's get into the deck profile. So as you can see, I was playing Legion in the tournament, and yeah, as I said, I got top 8. So this deck is, I suppose, so firstly, just some initial thoughts about the deck. I don't think this list is ideal. There are some changes I would want to make to it following the event. And I'll sort of talk about the cards that were less good as we go through. But the one thing I will say is this deck is a lot more difficult to play than I was expecting it to be. By nature, so Legion by nature is going to be quite difficult to build and play because you really need to very carefully consider the cards you put into your deck. You have to do 51 ofs, but that sort of means that every card really has to count. And it also means that the one uniform thing across every Legion deck is there is no consistency. So every game is going to be completely unique. It's like solving a brand new puzzle every time you sit down. Now, obviously, that's not strictly true because this deck is a special summon deck, so I will fairly consistently be going into certain things. But a lot of the time, like the end result might be the same, but the way that I get there is completely different. So you need to really be aware of that when you're playing this deck. I'm not trying to gas myself off as I'm sort of like mega smart lad, but like it is fairly hard to play. And I definitely don't think it's a good deck for beginners because you will just be a bit lost. But once you've had a little bit more experience, I don't think it's super tough to play. But yeah, it's definitely very punishing if you misplay. And you will just it's not forgiving and it is difficult to play. But that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So starting off with our level -2s, we have just one and it's Black Cat Sith. So yeah, this card is absolutely sick. I love this card. The counter means you're going to have a chance to cancel even more damage, and since you're playing 20 counters, that's going to happen a fair bit. It's a familiar, and it's a darkness, and it's an owl, so you can revive it with Hades. It counts at any level, and you can revive it and Genesis summon it away. So yeah, this card is amazing. Absolutely an MVP. Then we'll go through the level 0s. So firstly, we have this cat, Ragdoll. This cat is amazing. Same sort of benefits. Well, it special summons itself, so it's a defensive, a really great card, and you can Genesis summon it away to put it back in the deck. Banshee. I didn't really get any use out of this card, to be honest. Though I don't think it's bad. It's just like it always ended up in damage, and I never revived it with Hades. So maybe it could get cut. It didn't really do anything special. This is an absolute staple to deal with Lucifer. I think you need to play this card. I got 0 use out of this card, though again, not necessarily through any fault of its own. I just didn't draw it. I don't think it's a bad card. I drew this a few times. It's okay. It's a 3 attack unit that counts as anything and drop. I didn't really use it at all, but it's fine. I used this a fair bit when I got to see it, and this was really nice. 4 attack is quite nice, and it mills, so it can help you get set up. I use this. This card's obviously great. 3/5/0, really good defensive card. I use Nibelung. I use this dude as well. All these 5 HP units are really good 4 and 5 HP units. So that is, if I'd seen Banshee, I wouldn't have been too annoyed. And I also used Kami Scorn plenty. So these were all. There we go. So these are all great cards. I think of these, the underperformers were probably Banshee and Weskalot, but I don't think it was anything too egregious. So that's it for the level 0s. On to the level 1s. So we've got 1 of this Cat Sith. I think this was fine. Whenever I hit the counter, they didn't have a level 3, but that's just bad luck.
I did pitch it to special summon it a couple times, so that was nice. I never used the cat, but I'm glad I played it. I don't think it's a bad card by any means. I'm gonna figure out a way to stack these. There we go. Okay. 11. I use this. This card is really nice. Paula, and actually we'll do both Paulas. So these cards were good, but the problem is obviously you're running so many one-offs. You're not always going to get the combo. But I was never sad to see these, so these would definitely stay. Along those lines, I suppose we'll grab these as well. So these are the other two on pitch get special summoned. And I think maybe it was overkill. So I'm torn because this will pop a set specifically. This leaves one around. There's not that many sets in the format, but this can be a level 2. So it's quite tough because this one is good. The problem is this is like, it's only a level 1. So you can't make anything special with this. So I would be tempted to cut this card. It has 0 strike. Like its stats are quite bad. I probably would cut this for something else that's just a bit more useful. Shy Strike was great. This was great. This was great. This was really nice when I saw it. Alice was great, and yeah. So this was all great. Really, the underperformers I didn't get to use Cat, but I got to use Alice, and Alice was obviously useful. So Cat's fine. Really, it's these two that are sort of the underperformers. And I would consider swapping for something else. But maybe that's just due to getting unlucky, because it's a very high variance deck. On to the level 2s. So here we go. Right. So Zahira, I'm really torn on this card. I think I will. I think this card is good. This is sort of your ideal pitch target. You can make beasts with it. You can special summon things from your drop, and any of your familiars are gonna work for this. And you can also make level 4s if you get it out. So it's a good card. I like this card. I play this card for the counter, honestly, and I didn't really ever use I played it. It was a 5/5/2, and I was like, cool. I used the ability a couple times. Like it's fine. It's fine. Also fine. We'll go through, the Genesis Summoners. I actually didn't, so, all the Genesis Summoners there. So, I didn't play Shiori once, I didn't play Rikiri once, but, they're good cards. This card is really nice, honestly. Like, you just hit it off counter, and they're like, fuck's sake, okay? I guess I'm killing the Shiori, and it actually saves you a lot of damage. The fact that, I never actually got to special summon, during my opponent's turn with it, but it was fine. And then we got these Abyss Summoners. They're obviously, important. And they're good. So yeah, overall happy with the level 2 lineup. I don't think I'd really change much. But I do think there is that is also partly just the limitations on the deck. I don't think the deck has a super high ceiling. On to the level 3s and the level 4s. So Staple. This sucked. This was really bad. I didn't use this once. No one plays sets in this format, and the one time I did use it, I got Space Mimic. So yeah, fuck this card. This card is absolutely getting cut. This was fine. This was fine. This was good. 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 Shockingly, Tomegatherion was actually won me a game. So yeah, there we go. And none of the legends I would have played in its place would have been any better in the situations when it was bad, because it was just 5 HP, and Embrace of Eons is Embrace of Eons. So yeah, this card's really nice in this deck, and so is this. Aris is great, Albavolt's great, this is great. Yeah, I mean, I have no complaints about this lineup outside of this card. This can go, absolutely. This was bad. But yeah, I thought this was good. I think the level, the one problem is obviously there's so many of them, but that was actually less of an issue thanks to my superior res. So I'll talk about those now as well. So I only played 3, and that was so I suppose important clarification if you didn't know, if you haven't seen any of my other videos. I only have 1 box of set 3 to build with, so I entered the 1K with literally 1 box worth of balls, and I still got top 8. So it goes to show the strength of Legion, and clearly I'm a gamer god. But yeah, These were all incredible. Every single one. Actually, the worst one was this. Like, by far, this was the worst one. This, by far, the best one throughout the day. This was such an MVP. A 5-3-1 double attacker is so good. Like, this card is amazing. This was fine, but, like, this isn't the deck to really take best advantage of it. And again, this is also, like, it's good. It's just this wasn't the deck to take best advantage of it. So, yeah. Would I play, like... Obviously, I didn't have the Atlas Superior Rares, otherwise I would have definitely played a Mistclock, and I probably would have played a Lucifer. Though I'm not convinced I would have really been able to make good use of Lucifer. I didn't really have the 2 energy available ever, so I probably wouldn't actually have played Lucifer, but I definitely would have played a Mistclock. I probably would have, I don't know, found a... This would have gone, Mistclock would have gone in, and I would have found another counter. But yeah, so shocking MVP for the day. Absolutely... This guy. This card, don't sleep on this card. This card is really good. But there we go. That is the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this sort of tournament report deck profile. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Gate Ruler content. Keep your eyes out for some announcements. I've got some spicy things coming. Yes, thank you very much to the Midwest Chief for organising the event. I'm not sure if I've said that enough times in this video. It was a fantastic event. I'm very much looking forward to the next one. I do hope there are more. I'd love to see at least like one every single time there's a new set out. Maybe it would be better though to do it before the... I don't know. I'm biased because my product like wasn't in, but we can do another one in set 3 format. Let's do another one in set 3 format. Another one in set 4 format. It'll be good banter. I think tournaments are great fun, and I think we should do more of them, and we should do them with like special restrictions and stuff as well. Lots of exciting things. But anyway, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you again to Khalil, and I will see you guys in the next video. Use my affiliate link in the description to buy your product. Thanks. Bye.